Hello and welcome to the MYOB Greentree Single Touch Payroll or STP version 3. So STP version 3 was released, or the changes from a Greentree perspective were released in the 2019.3.0 release. So that was in June 2019. What I'm about to go through, this is just a brief video summary of the version 3. The release notes cover the changes in more detail. The release notes are available on campus and in Salesforce. STP version 3 is mandatory from the 26th of September 2019. So on that basis, you need to be on the 2019.3.0 release before then to put the version 3 in place. This is an ATO requirement, and this is a hard cutoff. In other words, from that date, you will no longer be able to use version 2. From the ATO's point of view, there is no ifs and buts. They're just going to cut it over. But before everybody goes into panic, so just to be aware of what happens around the packaging. So if you haven't moved to 2019.3, the following must be done. Check all existing STP version 2 lodgements have been completed successfully. I guess it goes without saying that you can't be leaving anything kind of pending or in error. Loading the 2019.3 pack checks to make sure there's no lodgements in error or a pending response from the ATO. The pack will fail and will tell you as much. The 2019.3 pack contains the version 3 certificate installer. The installer, similar to the initially when STP came out, this is located in the bin64 folder. So while the installer sits in the bin64 folder by default as part of that upgrade process, the certificate can be obtained from the Greentree FTP site. The certificate is in a zipped file and is password protected and sits in the FTP on the packages/redistributors folder. Email me, and my email address, in case you're not aware, is on the last slide if you need that password. We are conscious that once the certificate, these have been sent out to all sites. Just in case you haven't, you can email me. Version 3 certificate has an expiry date of 11/03/2022. That's how you can check, if you want to, that the certificate has been successfully installed by looking at that date within the certificate. It is recommended that once the certificate has been installed, that it's not left in the bin64 folder, and you save that certificate to a separate location. The reasons around this is because the bin64 folder can be shared, and we want to ensure that the certificate is just not freely available. Once you've done your first submission using STP version 3, or using that certificate on version 3, we recommend that the version 2 certificate is removed from the server. So just in summary around STP version 3, what's changed? So I've talked about the new certificate because there are new endpoints from an ATO perspective, so therefore that's why we needed to put the new certificate in. But there's changes coming in as well. The release notes, as I've mentioned, cover this in detail, but here's just a summary. I didn't want to provide a long video on this. I wanted to point you in the direction of the release notes, and I know there's been a blog posting on Salesforce with these details as well. So the ATO no longer rejects the whole file if there's only one error. Now a lodgement is deemed successful even if only one record contains no errors. Kind of helpful to a degree, but if there's only one record that's successful and all the others error, but at least you know one's gone through okay. So on that basis, a new status of partial has been introduced on the lodgement screen. When it's partial and when clicking on the show successful, I'll show you the screenshot in a second, the errors are detailed out. And on the lodgements form, we've added an employee errors tab to show and report errors on the employee submissions. Pardon my words there. Okay, so a quick look at that. So on the lodgement screen, you'll now see a status of partial there. And when you click on that line and click on the show successful there, being a partial status, it means that some records have been successful. Therefore, it's going to detail out down here what the errors are. And on the employee errors, you'll see there's a tab on the line, and you'll see that details out what the issues are on that employee, needing corrections, obviously. Okay, I did say at the beginning this was going to be a rather short video. This is just a brief video highlights to accompany the detail that's in the release notes and the couple of blog postings that have gone up about STP version 3. But if you've got any questions, obviously if there are any issues, support cases should be logged through Salesforce. But if you've just got any general questions, things you think I should cover more detail here, then please reach out to me, and that's my email address if you want that certificate password, which I'm then happy to flick on as quickly as I can. Thanks for your time with this video. Cheers.